Welcome to the OneChart Referral Management Module video number 1, Placing Orders and Viewing Referral Information. This implementation is part of the Ascension Medical Group Continuity of Care Initiative and is being led by Dr. John Perillo, CMIO for Ascension Ministries. During Phase 1, we did re-education of the use of referral orders and tasks and began running reports to capture referral patterns. During Phase 2, all Ascension ambulatory clinics who are using Cerner for their EMR will be implementing the Referral Management module for physician-to-physician referrals only. Cerner has been working on this Referral Management module for several years and began implementing it a little over a year ago. During Phase 3, we'll add non-physician referrals. Once we go live with the Referral Management module, the current referral orders will be replaced with one referral ambulatory order. This referral will be used for all of our physician-to-physician referrals, whether the provider is within Via Christi Clinic or outside. In this example, I'm going to be placing a referral to a dermatology provider, so under Medical Service, I'm going to select Dermatology. Just as it is today, referral reason is required, so I'll type a referral reason in here. There are fields to capture treatment to date, referral type, requested start date. If we don't want this referral to happen until next month, we can change the requested date, or service by. If we need to have it done by the 1st of the month, we could put that in there. There's also staff instructions. We can also mark this as an urgent referral. The referred to field is going to populate when I click on the binoculars based on the medical service that I selected. So in this case, when I click on the binoculars, the first thing I'm going to see are Via Christi Clinic providers, dermatology providers. If I want to select one of these providers, I can select it here. Select him here. The system also notes that Dr. Capper is a Tier 1 provider. This 1 before his location means that he's Tier 1. Tier 1, as you'll remember, means that the provider is working within Via Christi Clinic. So I'm going to select that Tier 1 provider. If I just wanted to send my patient to Via Christi Clinic Dermatology and I wanted them to see the provider who is available first, I could select Provider Not Specified. I'm still sending them to Via Christi Clinic Dermatology, but I'm saying I want to have them see whichever provider is available first. You'll notice that these providers are not in alphabetical order. When you first log in, your providers will show up alphabetically. As you begin to pick certain providers, the list will reorder and always put your favorites or the ones that you've selected most frequently at the top. Since I've not selected Include External Practices, I will only see Via Christi Clinic providers. For this example, I'm going to say that I want to send the patient to see Dr. Capper, so I select Dr. Capper, accept, add my diagnosis just like I do on any order, and sign it. In my second example, I'm referring my patient to nephrology. So when I click on my referred to, because Via Christi Clinic does not have a nephrologist, there are no results found. If I want to see nephrologists who are listed, I can click on Include External Practices. In this case, I have some that come up. They are Tier 2 providers. These particular ones that I'm displaying are not part of Via Christi Clinic, but they have an association with Via Christi, so they've been deemed as Tier 2. There will also be, eventually, you'll also be able to see Tier 3, so if you're sending the patient outside of the system completely, it'll have a 3, but it'll let you know right up front what tier that provider is. You can also change your search from here. It pulled through nephrology because that's what I searched for before. I could change that at this point and look for dermatology. I could also change if I just wanted a specific provider. I could search for that as well. So just because I'm on this page, I can still change my search. So just to recap, what I put in for medical service is going to drive when I first look the lookup, what comes up first. If I want to see somebody outside of Via Christi Clinic, I have to click on Include External Practices. It's going to tell me if it's a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 right here by the practice name, and I can look at my search from here. For many of you, once the order is placed, that's all that you have to do. If that's all you do today, then you're really done with the referral management module. For those of you who manage referrals, there'll be a few more steps, which we're going to go through now. If you're the person in the clinic that makes the referral appointments, you call that referral, you send that information out, you do all of that, you're going to need to go to the referral management module. It's going to be found either in the button bar at the top, or if you go to View, Referral Management, and you'll bring it up. The first time you bring it up, you're going to need to set a list, one-time setting. But you can set lists as you go if there are different things that you want to view. This is also, Referral Management is where you're going to go within one chart to find referral information. There won't be a document in the patient's chart that gives this information. All of the referral information from the order to the appointment to prior authorization numbers will all be stored here. So I'm going to go to List Maintenance, and then I'm going to click Add to start a new list. These are the work lists that are going to be specific to me. Nobody else is going to see this list. So when I click Add, I'm going to name my list. In this case, I used Dr. Nickel as my PCP, so I'm just going to call the list Dr. Nickel. I have to select the type of list. It's either an originating list or receiving. Originating means this is the clinic that the referral is coming from. So in my example, Dr. Terry Nickel works at West 21st Reflection Ridge Clinic, a family medicine clinic. So that's her originating. So any orders that are placed on an encounter on that facility are going to be on this list. So if I'm the person that works for Dr. Nickel who's going to make those appointments, manage those referrals, my list would be originating, and then I would pick West 21st Reflection Ridge Family Medicine. Cerner does not currently have a way to set up lists based strictly on the provider. That is something that's coming in an upgrade that we should be taking next year. You also have the ability to look at just medical service or status, but since our medical services are pretty much tied in with our facilities, probably won't need to do that one. Status will be important because these lists, once things get on the list, they stay there, but you can filter based on the status. So if my job is to look at the not started orders, if I'm the one who's going to do that initial, I can set up so that this list will only show not started or pending or whatever I want to look at. In this case, I'm going to leave status alone, and I'm just going to save this list. I'll show you later how I can sort by status. But remember, when you first set these up, you may not want to set up any statuses, but then as you go, as you get more used to it, you'll find the things that you need to look at. So we'll hit save. The first time I look at my list, you're going to notice we've got a lot on there. We've been doing a lot of scheduling, and you're going to say, why do I want to see all of this? This is going to be too confusing. I can very easily come up here under status filter, and I can filter out everything but the ones that are not started. Because for this example, that's what I'm going to look at. So these are the referrals that have been placed on behalf of Dr. Terry Nickel or anyone else that was working at that facility who put in an order on that facility. So notice we've got different providers because it's not based on the provider, it's based on the facility. So all of these orders were put in at the West 21st Reflection Ridge Family Medicine. Here's the one that I just put in on my example previously. It has the exclamation point there because I put that in as high priority. If I need multiple lists because of the work that I do, maybe I am doing referrals from multiple locations, I can set up multiple lists. I just go back to list maintenance, I click add again, give it a name. I'm going to do this one, I'm going to make this my dermatology list. This time I'm going to talk about make it a receiving list. Receiving lists are the referrals that are coming into my department. They're going to be separate videos. Video 2 and video 3 are going to talk specifically about what you do with the originating list versus what you do with the receiving list. So be sure to watch those videos. But in this case, I'm going to then select that facility, East 21st Dermatology, and then I can save my second list. Notice I have the ability to set that as my default. The first list that I set is automatically going to be my default, but if I want that to be my default, I can pick that there as well. It always went back to my default list, but I can swap it, and then I can have my second list. So these are all the services that have been requested for dermatology. You also have the ability to search a list just by a specific patient. So if I go to the patient search and I start typing in my name, the system knows that there's only one person on that list that meets it. So I would just start typing last name, comma, first name, and I could search just for that list as well. Much more about lists and how to manage those referrals in videos number 2 and number 3. Please check those out.